debate, we showed Congress's China prem. Now let's tell you how American dollars may be used to undermine our own democracy. While the Congress party keeps harping about EVM tampering, there is now proof in black and white of alleged Biden-era interference in Indian elections. US Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, headed by the world's richest and Trump's right-hand man, Elon Musk, has cancelled rupees 180 crores grant approved under former President Joe Biden administration. Times Now has tracked how the money was funneled into India. Take a look at your screens. USAID sent money to CEPS, or Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening. It is essentially an amalgamation of 3 large NGOs and non-profit organizations that you can see on your screens. These 3 NGOs in turn partnered with other organizations across the world and funneled money into different countries, including India. BJP has now alleged that this web of deceit dates back to the UPA era in 2012, when the Election Commission signed a deal with IFES, a body with alleged links to George Soros, OSF and USAID. The BJP has also accused Congress of enabling foreign interference during its own tenure. But the Congress party has put the ball back in the centre's court, claiming that the centre must answer where and whom these 180 crores of US aid was being sent. Listen in to the war of words.
This shocking revelation that organizations like USAID were funneling crores of rupees to organizations in India just confirms that all of these protests that we were seeing over the last several years were foreign funded. They were being instigated and puppet mastered from across the border.
पीछे से सपोर्ट आ रही है वो CEPS कंसोर्टियम फॉर इलेक्शन एंड पॉलिटिकल प्रोसेस स्ट्रेंथनिंग नामक संस्था से आ रही है, जो जॉर्ज सोरेस के ओपन सोसाइटी फाउंडेशन के साथ उसके संबंध हैं, जिसने $500 बिलियन भारत में इन्वेस्ट किए.
I doubt this money is coming to Bharatiya Janata Party, because we have seen in Delhi election openly most of the candidates of Bharatiya Janata Party, they were distributing money openly to the voters.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, my question to you is that the trace of these 180 crore rupees is easy to get from the bank accounts of USAID in India. How soon is the government going to announce an investigation into this? Because interference in Indian elections was a doubt that people had. Today, if the DOGE report and the cancellation of this fund is concerned, clearly there were entities that were making use of this money.
Navika ji, on the issue of interference in the Indian election, I would like to say that this is not the first case. During the course of election in the month of May, this was the only election in the history of India in which a foreign government has officially given a statement about interference in the Indian election. It was the government of Russia whose foreign ministry has openly said that Indian elections are being interfered by the foreign powers. And I'm not talking about, sir, any article published outside. It was an official statement of a government which was a major country in the world. Now, the biggest, you can say the biggest economy of the world, United States, has also given a very clear categorical statement. Prior to that, Donald Trump has also used the word that these USAID funds were used to destabilize the government in Bangladesh and India. अब ये समझ में आता है, जो कांग्रेस के नेता बार बार बांग्लादेश जैसा बोलना शुरू कर रहे थे, तो वो क्या कनेक्शन दिखाई पड़ रहा था. And he has also used the word, this was an official word of Donald Trump, who is the US president, कि these funds, some part of these funds was used by, he used the word fanatic left lunatics. He has used the word fanatic left lunatics. So as far as the evidences are concerned, Navika ji, now they have come in a very explicit and categorical form. So obviously our government will keep a strict vigil over it, and an appropriate constitutional and legal action will be taken. But making an alibi of that, Congress party and our opponents cannot walk away or run away from the moral and political question. So my clear moral and political question is, your links with those forces who are hell-bent upon to destabilizing India has been made open. So do you accept it or not? If you accept it, which is obvious, then you tender an apology or not? I want a clear categorical answer.
Sanjay Jha,
answer
please.
politically, answer morally, constitutional and legal action taken by the concerned bodies.
Yeah.
Sanjay Jha,
Navika,
respond.
Navika, very quickly. First and foremost, Sudhanshu ji, Mr. S.Y. Qureshi, a very distinguished Chief Election Commissioner, has already rubbished all these allegations of the BJP. Point number two, I understand this is a diversionary tactic, because it did not look good, right? That Mr. Modi was sitting with 3 children of Elon Musk and the nannies. It's not good for Mr. Modi's brand image, and you have to create a diversion. But there's a bigger question. Are you aware that USAID has, under Mr. Modi as Prime Minister and you as a Rajya Sabha MP, has given India 640 million in the last 4 years? Sudhanshu ji, I'm repeating it. 640 million given by USAID to India. By the way, they have even funded Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, amongst other schemes, and you have happily taken that money. If you took that money...
You know, Sanjay Jha, when you talk about Elon Musk and his children and nannies, may I tell you that when he suggested paper ballots, Rahul Gandhi was the first one to retweet him. If you're so allergic to Elon Musk, you shouldn't have retweeted, Rahul Gandhi shouldn't have retweeted him, shouldn't have accepted his suggestions. If Elon Musk is good for Rahul Gandhi, he is good for Narendra Modi. So Sanjay Jha, choose wisely. You can advise that to Mr. Rahul Gandhi. But Abhijit Iyer Mitra has been tweeting a lot on this subject. Abhijit, Sanjay Jha says all questions must be asked of the BJP. Can you please tell our viewers tonight why the Congress has a lot to answer?
So the Congress has a lot to answer in this, because this is a whole web and network of funding that only seems to go mostly to people aligned with their worldview. Why is that? Why is the need to hide the funding in shell company, inside shell company, inside shell company, inside shell company? Why can't USAID give money to data leads directly? Why does it first need to be given to somebody called Internews, which then charges commission, then forwards it further to Ford Foundation and Open Societies Foundation, which then gets further put forward to somebody else in order for it to come to data leads? This is something they really need to answer. But the BJP also needs to answer in terms of the Open Societies Foundation. Your foreign minister has come out and said that the man is dangerous and the organization is dangerous. Why has Open Society Foundation not been banned in India? Why have primary, secondary and tertiary sanctions not been put on its officials? This needs to have been done. I mean, if he presents, and I do believe the man presents a clear and present danger to India, this needs to be done. Why is it that there is this, cartel-like?
Okay, fair question, but let me get in Anand Ranganathan. Anand Ranganathan, why does George Soros surface in just about everything that is connected to elections and the Congress party? Coincidence?
Navika, let me give you a composite picture, because I think it's important for your viewers to realize this. Look, the issue is not that USAID was funding Americans to seed or expand American interests around the world. Powerful countries spend unreal amounts of money and resources to establish assets and to enhance their sphere of influence, especially in developing world and untapped markets. What USA was doing is done by China, Germany, France, UK, even Russia, and I dare say India. US aid was a carefully thought out arm and extension of American foreign policy in the CIA. Essentially, they were buying influence and establishing assets, preparing grounds for enhancing American business interests, helping out the so-called military industrial complex. Indeed, Those Americans like Musk who want it disbanded, perhaps for good reasons, might not even be aware that under the garb of absurd or fictitious labels or tabs or budgetary headings, the US government was helping out thousands of US businesses, pharma, auto, aviation, oil, mining, GMO, perhaps even Tesla. Secondly, lobbying by Indians for American interests is well known, as the recent COVID Pfizer vaccine push showed us. Foreign governments, their ambassadors, their diplomats entice Indians across diverse fields, especially struggling YouTubers and screechy radio jockeys, to take up issues that aid and abet foreign interests, sometimes even quasi-revolutions. And of course, billions of dollars are handed out to the Indian media by foreign companies in the form of ads, sometimes pushed by foreign governments, like in the case of China, that directly funds multiple Indian media outlets. So the issue is not that USAID was funding Americans to seed or expand American interests. The issue is not even that USAID was funding Indians to expand American interests. No. The issue, Navika, is that USAID was funding Indians to undermine Indian interests. And that is an issue that should be investigated for any illegality that may have transpired. In the least, the former CEC should be questioned and his formal response sought. Now to the other point. 30 seconds, very important.
No, I'm completely out of time, but let me get in Faizan. Faizan Kidwai, does this not raise questions? Whoever was benefiting or not benefiting, the fact that foreign entities are indulging today, they could be helping one entity, tomorrow they can help another entity. Isn't this something so dangerous? Doesn't the entire political class need to be together on the investigation on this?
Yes, Navika. First of all, I would like to respond to something you said. You said, why were you guys tweeting Elon Musk when he spoke against the electronic voting machine, and now why are you going against him? So, Navika, I just want to put this on record that BJP has been doing this a lot. This is the same BJP when the US and EU raised concerns about the electoral fairness and press freedom in India. BJP called it attack on Indian sovereignty. And when the international media criticized Bharatiya Janata Party for EVM tampering in 2000 Lok Sabha elections, BJP called it propaganda of the foreign interest. And now Navika, when the same US agency and the Elon Musk, they are talking something which BJP can latch on to and discredit the previous government and the Election Commission of India, then this shows the hypocrisy of BJP's ecosystem.
Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, please respond. I have very little time, 30 seconds.
Let me just put my points across, man.
Just two things. One, SY Qureshi ji has not denied, as Sanjay Jha has said, he has accepted that the contract was done, but till his time tenure, no money came. Second thing on the Elon Musk saying that anything can be tampered. Sir, he has said in a different context. In America, it's not like EVM here. Their voting goes on for days, and that remains with the electronic machines. So he was talking in that aspect when it is going for several days, for weeks or 2 weeks, and the things are going in electronic system which is not sealed, then it can be done. So you have tried to misinterpret those things. And as far as our government is concerned, definitely we are ready to accept any honest criticism, but anything to undermine, as Ranganathan ji has said, undermine the Indian dignity, Indian sovereignty and Indian security is not acceptable.
Absolutely. Well, this story, as they say, baat niklegi to fir dur talak jayegi. This is not ending anytime soon. This investigation is going to bring out who were those people or entities who actually interfered in Indian elections. Watch this space. We'll bring you all the details. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the Newshour tonight. And to you viewers, good night, be safe. I'll be back tomorrow.